have Winzendy Tedja, a founder of Yuna & Co. And we also have Feranti Susilawati, a co-founder of FOOM. Before we have the main session or the main event with our facilitators or our speakers, I would love to share with you about Founders Playground again. So Founders Playground is a playground for founders that we created together with Equipa, Tambo, and also Amiga. The initiative of the event and the community is because the pandemic has swept over the world in recent years. Building startups has become a remaining challenge for founders. And many of them have limited access, knowledge, and resources in developing their business, and of course, is getting the funding. So that is why Tambo, Equipa, and Amiga collaborated in initiating the Founders Playground so that the founders and then the entrepreneurs can have a fun and entertaining approach. And one of them is by having this event, and we will be having another event tomorrow. And then the next event that is Speed Hustling that will be held on Monday, starting on Monday. That will be held from 9 until 9 December, from 6 until 9 December. I'm sorry for that. So please keep on following our Instagram, foundersplayground.id, for more information, or you can check our LinkedIn page at Founders Playground page in LinkedIn. So now we already have Zendy, and also, wait, I have to check. Yes, Feranti is also here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining our session today. And also before that, I want to thank our sponsors, Sendit and also AWS Activate, for sponsoring our Speed Hustling. And thank you for our community partner, Agile Circles Indonesia, Cakruk Indonesia, Founders Life Indonesia, Block 71, Kubik, Palembang Digital, Sumsel Startup Founders, and Fujitsu James Indonesia Alumni. And then thank you for our startup and corporate partners, that is Telkom Indonesia, Right Partners, FOOM, Yuna & Co, Fitloop, EdiCourse, and Bukapeo. So here we already have Zendy and Feranti. Hello, Mas Zendy. Hello, Mbak Feranti. How are you this afternoon?
Hello, how are you? Udah dengar?
Halo.
Bisa dengar?
Bisa. Udah aman.
Oke, hi, how are you semuanya?
Hi everybody, I'm good.
Okay, actually I would like to speak in Bahasa. Can we speak in Bahasa?
Yes, we can speak both language.
Okay.
Bahasa good.
Yeah, we will be using bilingual language in this session for the next 60 minutes. Okay. Jadi untuk Founders Playdate hari ini kita bakalan pakai Wheels of Name. Jadi nanti bakalan aku share screen. Terus di sana ada nama Mas Zendy sama Mbak Feranti. Jadi kalau misalnya yang kepilih adalah nama Mas Zendy dan nama Mbak Feranti, teman-teman di sini yang hadir bisa langsung mengajukan pertanyaan ke Mas Zendy dan juga ke Mbak Feranti. Tapi kalau misalnya wheels-nya berhenti di contohnya ada tulisan produk, nanti bakalan saya yang mengajukan pertanyaan ke Mas Zendy dan juga Mbak Feranti. So maybe before we start, our audience would love to know you more. So maybe we can start with the introduction from Mas Zendy first. For Mas Zendy, the time is yours.
Okay, yeah. Hi, everybody. My name is Zendy. I'm the CEO and founder of Yuna & Co. So we were initially founded as a first styling as a service platform for the Southeast Asian region. So what we do is we actually have personal stylists to help customers find the right fit and fashion. And starting in 2021, though, we are shifting our business model a little bit. So we start to invest in and buy and build several brands in-house. So naturally, right now we have about 3 brands on board and that we manage. Looking forward to be able to grow the number of brands in the next 1 year. So yeah, I'm very excited to share whatever I have.
Thank you, Mas Zendy. We can talk more about you and Yuna and Co after this, but now we will hear from Feranti first. The time is yours.
Yeah, hi semua. Hi, my name is Feranti. I'm the co-founder of FOOM Lab Global. If you guys haven't really sure what is FOOM Lab Global, we are founded since 2019, but we are officially operated November 2019. We are the first enabled tech company that is focused on electronic cigarette. So it's an alternative product for those who's actually dealing with lots of nicotine. So our mission is basically to help adult smoker to shift to a more responsibility and safer way in consuming nicotines. So basically, we are the startup that is driven by products. So we have the product like this. So this is the electronic cigarette that we have, and we do also have the liquids. So we've been growing for these past 2 years exponentially. So we are also now available in all Alfamart, in all Jabodetabek and some of the areas. And yes, we are looking forward to actually grow more and then be able to shift more adult smokers to shift finally to a more responsibility, a safer way and in consuming nicotines. And looking forward to share what we have at the moment with all of the audience here.
Okay, thank you for the introduction. So I see something interesting here. If we see or if we learn something about business, then most of them will say something like, do the business or be the owner of the business that you are passionate or that you are interested in. So if we see both of Yuna and Co and also FOOM Lab, both of these are more related to some gender, actually. For example, like Yuna and Co, people will think that it should be a woman who owns this company. And if we see FOOM Lab, it should be a man who owns this because, yeah, it is related to men's work, even though women also using it. So how do you guys see this as a business owner, and how do you guys get started to the business?
Okay, let me start then. Yeah, this is a question that I get asked a lot. So, so originally I got the idea on a pretty interesting thing. Is actually it was 2016. I was in Singapore. I was working, and I saw a bunch of like ladies entered the coffee shop that I was in, and they all dressed very well. And I thought to myself, like, how much time do they waste every morning just to find the right fit and fashion, right? I personally didn't like or understand fashion as much. So I thought like, oh man, if there is something like a system or some sort of like a recommendation engine to help women and myself actually to find the right kind of fit and fashion, that would save everyone a lot of time. So that was actually the aha moment for me. And we actually decided to kind of launch for female because we know for the fact that the market is bigger. But also it also gives us some sort of like an objectivity in making decisions, you know, for what the customers really like instead of making it a subjective kind of a decision. Very funny story is that I had a chat with the CEO of Outfittery from Germany, and the founder of Outfittery is a female named Julia Bosch. And Outfittery has a very they're serving a very similar kind of product like what we do here in Indonesia, but they only serve for male. So it was so interesting that I was targeting female and she was targeting males. But yeah, again, as I mentioned, I think we both kind of like agreed that, you know, we were able to kind of like see things in a more objective kind of a manner, if anything. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So if I don't get it wrong, that you have the no, I changed the questions. So you have the experience on waiting for a girl on choosing what kind of fashion that they are going to use at the day, and you're going late for that. That is the idea come from?
Well, I think it's not my personal opinion. It's just every male I think has maybe experienced that if they went out with somebody. But again, it's not just male kind of like problem, right? I mean, I think women also have the same kind of a problem when they're trying to choose for a wardrobe for an event or for a certain occasion. It could be very annoying when you have too many options, but you don't really know what's the right fit for you. You know, especially now that everything is online. When you go into a certain e-commerce, you're flooded with hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of choices to choose from. And you don't even know which one is the right fit, the right kind of style for you. So we try to make that whole paradox of choice more bearable for everybody. That's the ultimate goal for us.
Okay, thank you. That's interesting for us to hear. Okay, next, the Feranti, we would love to know also, because yeah, e-cigarettes or vape or what
the alternative
FOOM
product
is doing. Yeah, but the FOOM is doing mostly used by the men. So how you overcome this as the business owner?
Yep. So basically, in Indonesia itself, we are known as the biggest. We are after China. We are actually the second largest of the world in the world, having the population of smokers, which is still male dominated because most of the smokers are basically almost 85% dominated by the male. So basically, why I started FOOM. With my other partner of co-founder. So I have another co-founder, which is like Teguh. It's my partner. So the reasons why, because I used to be a very heavy smoker. So I used to be a very heavy smoker. Well, my partner, Teguh, he's not a smoker. So, and then I'll feel like I need to quit, but I cannot quit. That's why the reasons I would like to find some alternative product that can help me to actually shift. So, you know what, when you smoke, you're like having a car and then you're like, the smell is so very bad. And it's actually like when you burn the cigarette, it's actually giving you a tar. So when you use like traditional cigarette, when you burn the cigarette, that's actually where the cancer's process is going. So you can actually have a health damage in a particular kind of, some people are cancers, and your teeth also like becoming yellowish and things. And after cigarettes also you're like need perfume and ashes and everything. So I think early of 2019 I started to find an alternative product. And then I began to shift. Not actually 2019. I began to shift, I think 2018. So I'm no more traditional cigarette smokers. So, and then 2019, I was in state and then I found these products basically. So it's inspired by one of the products that I saw. And then I was talking to my partner, then I said, it's actually very good, you know, like I don't need to have like cigarette, and I feel healthier, I feel like fitter. So I don't actually like, I'm no hassles, like, because it's easier. I can just like, whenever I need nicotine, it's there. And then that's the idea has come up. Why can't we just like, so your solution, why can we also have that solutions for other smokers in Indonesia? So they can actually find an alternative product that can actually help them to move away from the traditional cigarette to something that is more responsibility. And then let's create something, but not because we're Indonesia, why can't we just use also like our capability in Indonesia as a local product, so we can actually produce something that stays based based on the local Indonesian taste bud. So then that's the beginning of our journey. So it's basically we started. So that's how FOOM came up. So FOOM is actually for get old method of smoking, old smoking method. So that's how I'm actually, yes, it is male dominated industry, of course, but at the end of the day, it's not about the male dominated industry. It's about the experience that I have, and it's actually giving me also solutions. So then where's the pain point is there, I'm come up with the solution. Now I'm actually sharing all the solutions to most of the adult smoker in Indonesia.
Okay, I see. What's an interesting story from both of you. So what I see, the similarity between you both, that you start the business because of the concern that you have, and you want to overcome the concern regardless the genders that is usually related to the industry that you are doing right now. Okay, I got it. So we are more getting excited with the story that you have. Now I'm sharing my screen. You can see this. This is the wheel of names. So here we have both of your name, Feranti, and then Zendi. And also we have several topics here that we want to know from both of you. So when we spin the wheels and it stop with, for example, the name of Feranti, then the participants or the audience can ask questions directly to Feranti. But if the wheels stop, for example, in the topic of HR, then I will have a question for both of Feranti and also Zendi. Okay, get it?
Will we
Now
get
we are
prizes for this, the Wheel of Fortune? Like one car, like one holiday
maybe we
somewhere.
can have it in the next session. Yeah. We can have it in the next session. That will be more interesting. Okay, so now I will start to spin the wheels. Let's see what we will have here. Okay, the wheel stop in data. So I will ask question about data to both of you. Wait, let me check the question first. Okay, in this internet things, the developing of technology and then the technology and then the internet, how you guys overcome or protect the data that you have, like so that people won't use it, or it can be a secure business for both of you. Maybe we can start with Zendi first.
Yeah, I mean, our core business at the end of the day is about data, right? I mean, we absorb a lot of the customers' preferences into our system, so we can actually give better recommendations for them. So data is really, really valuable for us. So the way we protect it is obviously it's a lot of the, you know, it's all about creating a lot of security layers and security protocols within our server. But in the same time, we kind of like separate the services into multi different layers. If you're talking about technicalities, right? So it's not going to be as simple. And the way we manage our data storage is so not even I can access individual customers' data. You know, I wouldn't be able to know, like, let's say Nessie is one of our customers, then I would be able to kind of go into your data and find out where you live, or do any creepy things like that, because everything is sort of like, yeah, because everything is sort of like encrypted, right? And everything is sort of like immediately kind of got integrated into our machine learning. And what we can see though within our system is like there's like I think there's 48 different clusters of styles that our customers belong to. So what I would know is, okay, Nessie would belong to one cluster of data, you know, which within this cluster of data, understand that you like to wear modest wear, you know, you are on a petite size, and some other informations, right? And then based on this information, then our machine learning, our system will be able to send a recommendation to you in regards to what kind of clothing that you would like, you know. So so that's how we kind of like utilize data. But yeah, in terms of protectionism, it's just, you know, it's just a lot of security layers. If you ask me about the detail, I wouldn't be able to, because it's managed by my technology team. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. How about Feranti?
Okay, different with me with Yuna, I suppose, because Yuna deal with a lot of data because everything is online. Like for FOOM, basically we do offline and online. So I have team on ground because the data, it's actually people buying from us. So the one that is actually we have the end-to-end route to market. So I have team on ground who's doing sales to distributors, who's doing sales to wholesaler, who's doing sales to reseller. But I also have online team, which is massively going to marketplace and using our own website, also FOOM.id. So people can actually easy and accessible, like anytime, anywhere can buy FOOM. So then meaning that I have data that is actually generate offline. So purchase order going in and then putting into and going to logistic, and logistics send it, right? And then I have also data that goes directly into our online system, which is we have our own FOOM.id, but we also everywhere. We are in Shopee, we are in Tokopedia, we are everywhere. Of course, the security of data itself, the first about data, it's basically all the system, all the purchase order, all the requirements, all the data integrated from one department and one department. We use ERP internally. So it's like in a big corporation, you have SAP, you have everything that is there, which is only be able to access by us. And then of course, we don't have yet any technology team because it's still done by our digital teams and everything. So all the consumers data itself, it's kept by us because we have also our loyalty membership. So we are soon going to launch our subscription models as well. So then we have everything that they're like how many times they do a purchase order, how many times they repeat the orders and everything. We still keep confidentially within our database center. And then not only about database, because we produce a lot of, we have our own, we don't do OEM, so we design our own products, we create our own products, liquid and also the device. So we do also have the intellectual property that is actually secured, so people won't copycat the products. And then we also have everything that is also the ingredients, everything we have put it also under the IP. So that's basically about FOOM, how we manage data internally. Like don't do OEM, so we design our.
Okay, I see. So it's different from between FOOM and also Yuna, how you use the data that you collect from the customers. Okay, got it now. From the audience, if you have questions regarding data, you can ask it directly by using the raise hand features in Zoom, or you can also write it in the chat box if the situation's kind of not suitable for you to speak. While waiting for the audience to ask, we are going to spin the wheels again. Let's see what we will get now. Okay, it's about technology. So still related to the data. Yeah, because we are now in this online and internet situation where everything is about technology. So the questions that I want to ask is, what kind of technology that you use to develop the products and also to promote it to the customers? We can start from Feranti now.
So what kind of the technology that we use to promote the product?
Yeah. To develop the product first and then to promote it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since we are mostly driven by product, there is not it's not digital. It's like, so we have our product marketing team in place. So all the products that is produced, that is made, that is crafted, that is designed by FOOM is actually being crafted with the human. So we don't use the data in terms of technology, but what we use is consumers research. So what we make is based on the consumers' needs and consumers' needs and also consumer trends and what is actually the solution that we are going to provide. So we have the designs in terms of the product modeling and things, and after the design is ready, we do a lot of product testing. We do a lot of like consumer feedbacks and everything until it goes to the end of the funneling. It's the same like you making a shampoo. So you're doing a lot of project development. It's the same exactly like a cigarette company or like the consumer goods company. And then about the technology itself, we also make sure that we are not only available offline. So in every stores now, almost 5,000 stores, you will find FOOM in across Indonesia. But we also make sure that we also available in every kind of marketplace online. So because at the end, you can buy also in Gojek. We access everything online now, and then we are now going to develop also Internet of Things. We are not there yet, but we are going to. And then so that's practically how the technology is actually being part of FOOM, still part of in terms of the technology online. It's the accessibility that people more convenient. If they cannot go to the stores, they can buy easily online. But in terms of product development, we're still doing much more human because we're doing a lot of designs, and then the data itself, the technology that we are used, it's more like a data compilations that we have from the user feedback and consumers research.
Okay, got it. What an interesting story. What about Zendy? What's technology that, you can answer.
Yeah, we use a lot. So the core engine for the machine learning, for the dashboard, for the stylist and all that, those are developed in-house. It was specially custom made. But for the application side, we use React Native, and then for server side, we actually just use AWS and Google Cloud for the machine learning, for the processing. For the customer side, market side, we use a lot. Actually, we use SendGrid, we use Twilio. For payment, we use multiple, including Zenit actually. And then, of course, we integrate ourselves with multiple logistic partners as well. I cannot say which ones. And we connect with a whole bunch of microservices because it's impossible to build everything from scratch yourself. But yeah, we built the core machine for our core business in-house. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I see that technology really helps both Yuna and also FOOM to expand the business, right? Especially for Yuna, because most of the works are done by using the technology and also internet. Okay, cool. Actually, we have question here in chat box. I think we can answer it now, or should we wait for Feranti names? Maybe we can wait for a while. If the wheels doesn't stop in Feranti's name, then we can answer the question that is written in the chat box. Now I am going to spin the wheels again. What a timing. No? Okay, it's marketing. I thought it will be Feranti, but it's marketing. Okay. The questions that I want to ask is, what kind of strategy that both Yuna and FOOM use above the line and below the line to promote the products and to reach bigger audience for both of your products? Like the marketing strategy, you can share in details, but maybe you can share like a tips and tricks on how FOOM and also Yuna do their marketing stuff. We can start from Zendy, I guess.
Okay. ATL and BTL, we don't do that because we don't want to spend money on ATLs. It's too expensive. And BTL, again, it's COVID time. We can't do anything on activations or event. Well, not as much. So, but previous to COVID, we actually did a lot of events. We collaborated with event spaces or communities to do styling events, workshops on stylings and all that. We started to move into webinars and all the stuff. to basically help gain some awareness during COVID period. I think our core strategy though, sort of kind of like being in the whole partnership and collaborative kind of a thinking. You know, we collaborated with, we have about 160 brands onboarded on our system. You know, so what we do is we basically collaborate with our own internal brands that are participating with us, and you know, just do a whole bunch of campaigns together with them. You know, that saves costs. That kind of like gives advantage and benefits for both of the brands. So it's like a win-win kind of a situation. Yeah, especially during COVID period, I think what we've been focusing on is mainly on that, but also on the CRM part of things. I think in the last 2 years, I put more emphasis on the customers retention, on the customers loyalty, more than customers outreach program, if anything else. So yeah.
Okay, thank you. Now for Feranti. You're still in mute, I guess.
Okay. Yeah. So basically for FOOM itself, we're not saying that we're doing ATL. What we are doing, it's more like digital social media. So in order for people to buy FOOM, in order people to actually, we are doing a lot of demand creation. So what we are heavy on, especially these past 2 years, is actually to create demands. And in order for us to create demands, we are actually, because we are targeting millennials and Gen Z, so we collab with influencers. We collab with top-notch influencer. It's actually one of our key activities, what we call digital presence in collaboration. So, and then we make sure also, so due to COVID as well, we are very little doing activities, of course, but we are still very much actively doing a community kind of meetup. So I have a team that is actually doing a community meetup, and then maybe participate in some of the partners, distributors event. And then the ATL, we are also doing some of the commercials as well, like mobile, like we tap on, like just for awareness, we tap on with some of the car advertisement. So we just recently finished, but we are not doing any billboard, we're not doing any radio, because it's not really relevant, and also it's very it's very costly. But we are very heavy in doing a lot of influencers, buzzers, reviewers, word of mouth. That's what we are doing, and we're heavy on collaborations. So we're doing a big, we just finished our big collab with like big influencer. I mean, like not big influencer, I mean like influencer with a lot of followers that can actually relevant to buy the products at the end of the day. Is that. So we're doing a lot of collaborations. So we're still doing many more, especially like every month we are having that. So I think that's part of the tools that as our demand creations, because at the end of the day, when customers see someone is actually creating a buzz about our products, they're looking to the shop, they're looking like Googles and everything. We just to make sure that FOOM is always on the top of every search. That's actually, so whenever whenever they're actually looking for FOOM, so we just have to make sure that FOOM is on the top of everything that they search about alternative product. Okay, so that's actually a very simple thing that FOOM is doing.
Got it.
And we're also doing
so
a lot
from what I
tonight.
see,
We're also doing event. Tonight we're doing event. Our first event after COVID.
Cool. It is a live event, like the meeting event in person?
It's a social distance disco. It's a social distance.
Got it.
Yeah, so they don't have like, but it's a very targeted. It's like Gen Z and then millennials. It's very much FOOM.
Yeah. Got it. So from what you've shared, both both FOOM and Yuna use the collaboration and the community and the events and also the social media. From what I see, both FOOM and Yuna is also active on social media, that you tagging the people who's using the products that can make people aware, and it seems like it's legit, you know, that yeah, we are here and it's legit. So okay, I got it now. Actually, I have question here in chat box. I think we can ask it now, since yeah, we still have a few minutes left. I will ask first for Vera. It is from Ade. The question is there any resistance for your product and how do you overcome it?
Okay. So resistance, of course, because we have like, I think we have in total 16 different kind of products as part of our product list. And we have like above more than 32 SKU, which is typical kind of package that we are selling. So at first we launch our product because FOOM is having the device and also having the liquids. We must say that our first liquid is not very success. So we don't really do, we didn't do well in 2019 when we first launched. And then during the pandemic, we actually launched the liquid, the liquid that is actually now is becoming the market leader in terms of other liquid. That's where the story success. So that's where the journey is begin. The journey begins and everything. And of course, how do we overcome it? We did a lot of market research. We did a lot of consumers feedback. So because at first we develop a product based on our preference, based on our close friends' preference, because we don't have the luxuries to do a very sexy research and everything. So how do you keep improving your product? It's by knowing what is your customers' needs and what is actually your competitors is doing. So why do they better? What is actually your customers want? What kind of taste did they want? What kind of this did they want? In terms of the price, how much they can afford to buy this product, and what is your competitor is doing. So we improve. So that's why we have a special product marketing and design team to actually doing a lot of improvements. So that's what we've been doing every month. We improve, we launch a new product, Every month we have a new product that is actually, some of the product is actually the rejuvenations from the previous one. So that's how FOOM is doing, and overcome those that is not really less sold. We want to be, either we stop it, we kill it, or we reinvent, but always based on what your customers is looking.
Cool, thank you. So the point is listen to your customers and don't stop. Even though you find something that is not working the way you plan it, but just don't stop.
Yeah,
got it.
Stop.
I get
Yeah.
a great lesson now. And also we have a question for Zendy here. The question is, how do your business respond to the issue of recycling or having a clothes a second life? Yeah, because of this eco-friendly, and then people are talking about it a lot nowadays.
Yeah, that's a really good question. If you guys go to YouTube and browse Box of Hope by Yuna and Co, that's actually one of the program that we're still continuing doing, and even until now. So before the pandemic hit, I think it was October 2019, we initiated a campaign called Box of Hope, where every time we send you a box of our clothes, you can actually reuse the box that we send you with, right? Where you can actually send your old clothes that you don't want to wear anymore and send it to us. And what we're going to do is we would actually compile all of this donated clothing, and we would actually donate this to communities in need. So obviously this happens on a periodic kind of a movement. So I don't know, I don't have the latest numbers and the data, but I only remember partially like during the time when there was a flood. I think we donated over 500, 1,000 clothes to some communities in Jakarta. We also donated quite a few clothes, like a few boxes of clothing to this community called Rumah V, I think, somewhere in I think it was in Batam. I'm not sure. So yeah, we actually have a team to basically connect with all these communities that are in need, and we basically curate all the donated products, making sure that it's still worth to wear, and then we'll send it to them. Yeah, and we absorb the cost of the delivery to the communities and all that.
Wow, that is a really good program actually. Like you're doing the business, but also you have to keep the earth safe because that is the place when you are doing the business.
Yeah, and I think
Okay.
most important than everything else, right? We want to do better for for the community. I think that's even more important than anything else for me. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. We have to keep the value that we have as a human being, right?
Yeah.
That is good. Yeah, that is a good program. I think we will have the last wheels spinned. Let's see what we will have now. Technology again. I think we have to move technology. Once more.
Okay. Spin again. Spin again.
Spin again. Yeah. Okay. The future. What a good question to be asking. So about the future, I would love to know that how you see FOOM and also Yuna in the future, like what kind of challenges and what kind of opportunities that you see as the world is evolving. We can start from Zendy first.
Deep questions.
Yeah, this is big.
This is very deep.
Yeah. Well, I hope there's no Terminator, so that's what I hope for the future. Well, for Yuna & Co, I think we have a very simple mission, as a company. We want to deliver happiness and confidence for every living moment. So that's embedded on our mission. We have very clear value, which is customer first, innovative experience, building happiness, deliver confidence and compassion, right? So those are some of the values and mission that we have as a company, and I don't see that moving. I mean, that we will keep consistent, keep those consistent, right? But if you want to know where we're going, I think we want to be able to scale whatever that we're doing right now. Making sure that our customers are happy with our product, not just from Indonesia, but how can we actually expand our service to other markets in Southeast Asia? There are actually quite a few markets that I'm very interested in, like in Vietnam and Thailand. And not only just from the market, but from the product side, I think we are very excited to have more brands into our portfolio. As I mentioned, right now we have 3. Next year, we're hoping that we'll be able to manage about 15 brands, hopefully. Yeah, with all very different product value, with all very different product usage as well. So yeah, I think the future is super exciting, personally for me. But yeah, also with so many uncertainties, it could make people very anxious as well. But yeah, more exciting than anxiousness, I think. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the answer. How about Feranti?
So the future is very challenging, especially with this Omicron. No? So basically, our future is simple. We want to shift more and more and more and more adult smokers to shift consuming nicotines in very, very, very more responsible way by providing them a product that is basically adaptable to their local taste bud and also hassle-free. So at the end, I would love to be part of 10 million adult smoker use FOOM. That's actually the futures. It's actually waiting for us. So that's why it's a tough work. It's a tough work. It's especially for founders. It's not a 9 to 5 work.
Yeah,
It's more
that's true.
like it's more like every day 24 hours work, but it's very satisfaction. Having see more people seeing using FOOM, not only like I did, for instance, like I saw in everywhere people are tagging FOOM, using FOOM, like proud to be finally have FOOM. It's priceless. And helping them to be able to be responsible, it's my goal. It's our goal. That's actually the future is going to be for FOOM.
Okay, thank you for the answer. I thought that will be the last question that I will ask, but then here we have question from William. Maybe we can ask this as the last question. The question is, may you share about the business? What kind of business will be in the next metaverse era? Wow, wow.
Wow, that's more like
Maybe Feranti want to answer first?
yeah, very tangible and not tangible. Okay, I need to be very specific. Like, well, what the business will be in the next metaverse area. I think the business is going to be very challenging and it's going to be very competitive. Yeah, a lot of local players. A lot of local players is actually going to be like entering the market, even though not old player, but new products. So it's going to be very much a very, very, very challenging, and everyone is already spit database of your consumers. It's going to be crucial. So know who is your customers, the birthday, the hobby, how they like actually, what touch point that they're using and everything is going to be very crucial. And especially for those that we don't have interaction directly, it's going to be very challenging for us. So some of is challenging, some of is our homework, but at the end of the day, it's going to be very exciting.
Okay.
Thank you. How about Zendi?
Yeah, so I'm
What
guessing
do you
you're
think?
asking about metaverse, not about Spider-Man movie, but you're talking about
Yeah, or eternal movie.
yeah. Look, I mean, the whole thing about metaverse is that it's still so early stage that it's really difficult for us to really have actual prediction of what's going to happen. I think the only thing that we can actually predict is that it's going to be a lot more competitive for this advertising platforms, right? Facebook is doing what they're doing. I mean, Metaverse is doing whatever they're doing because they're also feeling threatened with so many new players like the ByteDance guys, and I'm guessing there will be more and more players going to the market. And so they're actually going to offer a lot more channels, and it's not just about WhatsApp or Facebook or Instagram, but they're probably trying to kind of like capture into the whole VR and all that. But I think it's way too early for us, especially in Asia, to even think about it at this point of time, especially when it comes to the business side. It will change the whole global landscape, I agree, but to what end, I'm not sure, you know. But I remember the first speaker that I listened to that was talking about the growth mindset. I really like her sharing just now. And I had the same discussion with my investor like a few weeks ago. You know, I think the future of business, it's all about chaos. It's all about thriving in chaos. If you as a founder can't really see how you should kind of like maneuver your business with all the unpredictability going forward, then you shouldn't really try to start, because you will be very frustrated. You know, I mean, COVID has shown that. So I think, you know, I just want to point out, it doesn't matter whatever thing that metaverse is going to be doing in the future. It could actually increase your cost of acquisition by a lot, as a matter of fact. But then you just kind of like have to maneuver and find ways to acquire customers in a better, smarter way. Maybe, you know, there's always a way. Yeah.
Okay, get it. The point is you have to be more adaptive to the situation that will happen in the future. Okay, so this is the quote. Maybe smokers can have another workplace to smoke without even smoke in this real world. Okay.
So
Yeah, that could be happen in the
smoking.
future. We don't know.
VR
Virtual
smoking.
smoke. Virtual.
Yeah.
VR
Could
smoking.
be.
That can be an
Yeah,
idea,
maybe
right?
even the non-smoker can try that. Yeah, yeah,
No,
that's true.
non-smokers cannot smoke.
Okay.
Once you never smoke, you don't smoke. I don't want to touch non-smokers.
Okay. We got the vision here. Okay, wow, the session with both of you today. I really got a lot of insight from you. Hopefully, the audience also got something from our session today. Before we wrap the session, maybe from both of you want to share like a closing statement. Maybe we can start from Feranti.
Okay.
For now, like the closing statement. Yeah.
Okay, closing statementnya should be deep or not deep or.
It's up to you. Maybe for those who are going to start their business or maybe struggling, okay, it will be deep, I guess.
So, by the way, thank you so much for today for inviting FOOM to be part of Founders Playdate. So, last but not least, like becoming a founder or entrepreneur of doing a business, it's not easy. So a lot of people wants to be entrepreneur because they want to have something, something that they're proud of. Like, oh, I have this as this. It's not easy. It's never an easy. It's never an easy job since the day one. But once you get in, you get in. So you cannot just like get in today and you don't want to get in tomorrow. But make sure that you have to know what product do you want to advertise? Do you want to sell? Do you want people to know? It should be single-minded kind of propositions. Cannot be, I want to do this, tomorrow I want to do that, tomorrow I want to do this, cannot. So you have to know what do you want people to be able to, what kind of impact that you want to make so the people can be able to use your product. So that's actually the single idea. So, but once you get in, you get in. It's not a 9 to 5 kind of job. It's something that it's not like you can just stop. No, but just make sure whenever you do, you have to be very consistent. You have to be very energetic. You have to be know what is the goal and get people around you to become your support system. Then that's actually the journey begins. So that's I think my last word for everyone here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. From Zendi.
Okay, so for all of you that decided not to be a founder, you can contact me if you want a job.
Contact me too.
So yeah, talk to me. But if you still decide to be a founder, you know, whatever that Farah says, and I'm just gonna steal everything. And but in all seriousness, I think being an entrepreneur has its rewards, but the rewards come in like such a later stage, you know, like in the beginning, it's all the pain and all the worries, all the sleepless nights. For myself, whatever that I'm doing, it's not so much about the money. It's really, I like developing people. I like developing products. So I see this as a journey that I'm going to keep doing until the day I die. So if again, not for everybody, right? But yeah, I mean, if you're interested to know more about entrepreneurship, about being a founder, building a business, I mean, I think you guys are in the right kind of community, you know. So yeah, I mean, keep it up. It's all about creating a support system, like Vera has said. Yeah.
Thank you for both Zendi and Feranti for the time. Thank you for sharing with us today. Stay safe, stay healthy. Hopefully, all of us get something from our today's session. And then maybe if the audience want to know more about Yuna and Co and FOOM, you can find them on the website helloyuna.io for Yuna and Co, and also foom.id for FOOM Lab.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, thank you everyone for the session. Thank you so much for Zendi and also Feranti for Yuna and Co and FOOM Lab for joining us today. Thank you for sharing with us also. Thank you for your time, especially.
Yeah.
See you in the next session. We will have a session also at 4 p.m. So you can stay here in the Zoom, or if you want to leave, you can join again later with the same link that is used for this session also. Maybe for the last closing statement, Mbak Ade want to share something? Or we are going to wrap the session here?
No, thank you guys
Okay.
for attending. Oh, sorry. Thank you guys for attending. So great that finally I can drag you both into my online events.
Ditunggu
Okay,
online berikutnya.
Okay, guys.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Okay, thank you.
What an
Bye.
insightful session. Thank
Yeah.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, see you
Thank you, everyone.
again.
Yes.
Stay safe,
Bye.
stay healthy, everyone. Thank you.
Stay sane. Bye.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, we are going to close the Zoom, or we will skip it. What should we do? So for those